Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very welcome. Well, today we're going to have a look at a map which is a remake or a rehash of an existing map from the workshop. Nothing wrong with that, taking somebody else's work as long as you're linking to it, and this creator does. The original map, which you wouldn't recognise from what appears to be the Falkland Islands here, was the Scandinavian Dream by Icania, which we reviewed back in episode 836, and it got 13 stars. A very fine map indeed. Today's map, it's kind of my first map. It's part 3, it's version 3, and so therefore it's the first map, but it's been updated a couple of times. I can't really call it a my first map because of that. Plenty of work gone into it, so let's have a look and see what it's all about. But before we do that, yes, grab yourself a BonBonBingo card. Link is at the top of the description. Play along, click off the memes as we find them, and let me know if you're a winner. I know you're a winner. Everyone's a winner on this channel. Apart from the guy sat in the back in the corner there, him. Loser. But if you want to be a winner, a quick way to enter that club is by doing this. That's right, using a thumbprint to check off your bingo card is a very good one. Oh no, hitting the like button, that's the one. Thanks for your ongoing support. Today's map is Paradise Islands 3.0, suitable for landscapers, something in Japanese I believe, by 16493875. Catchy name, appears to be their phone number or something. There's your start square, that looks usable, mostly, half of it's water, not mostly, but half of it's water. Terrain heights look pretty playable as well. Interesting shape of islands too. A lot of the resources are underwater. I think they're probably from the original map that haven't been painted out, I'm guessing. And then if you have Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, your fishing map will look like this. Okay, let's off to the workshop, shall we? Off to the workshop, or what do we need? Well, we'll be using the Montebello theme today, along with a realistic 1.2 LUT. There are a few things to subscribe to. We'll also be using the procedural objects mod. Now, if you don't have the procedural objects mod, don't worry. Don't worry, you don't strictly, it's only used really for one thing on this map, and I think you'll agree once you see what it is. It's fine, but it's not map breaking if you don't have it, far from it. You won't even notice. You literally won't even notice. But it's nice to see creators playing about and doing something a little bit different from the norm. For them, it's everybody's to their own standards, and this creator had a vision, and I think the vision was, what would the Scandinavian Dream look like if it was more of a realistic style map, which is what we have, more of a realistic vibe going on with the map here, and what if we made it into an island? And I think that's what we've kind of achieved here. First intersections like this. I think it's okay. It's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Heading down towards the start square. There's a big old bridge to come. Everybody loves a big old bridge. Yes, if you've got that on your bingo card, you'll be able to check that one off today. Now, my grumbles with this map is, despite it being version 3, I don't feel it's finished. Like we've got some encroaching foliage on the road there. Again, that's an anarchy setting, easily to fix. If you've got anarchy, you can clip that one out, but it's part of the tree count, so I still leave them in, as you know by now. Big old bridge here. Everybody loves the big old bridge, and the procedural objects mod is used on that bridge, and we'll check that out in the second half of the show. As custom bridges go, that's a pretty solid bridge. Down into the start square area, which is what we have here. This intersection here feels a bit squished. I don't mind the tunnels being like that with they're raised, but there's a bit of a dip down. This is the main highway running through the middle of the city, and suddenly you have a big old drop. I'd feel more happy if that was a more gentle drop leading into that area. The tunnels being sort of like elevated a little bit with the walls, I don't mind that. It looks okay. Also, cloverleaf intersections. I like these. They're squidged. They're squidged a little bit. And yeah, a bit of a fan. Oh, trees again encroaching onto the tunnels, which means where they're on the tunnels, they're floating because of the way things render, of course. But yes, the squished cloverleaf intersections, there's something really charming about them when the balance is right on them. Oh, also, we've got a little bit of this going on, a little bit of the Move It mod to move the prop block that we've got underneath there, move that down a couple of taps. Sometimes they work, actually. Sometimes having those just clipping through the underside of the road can just give a little bit of a hint that it's like a concrete line or something, or just almost like a decal. But that one, it was just elevated just slightly too high, just a fraction. So can't really suspend my disbelief on that one. The map as a whole, plenty of buildable areas. I think there's a lot to be said for that. It's just a map that is gonna need a little bit of cleaning up and a little bit of work on it as you're going along, probably not in advance. It's one of those fixer-uppers as you're going along. It's gonna, if you like Icanya's work and you want to focus on the middle of the map and you want a more realistic thing and you want it to be an island map, you're kind of working with this, and there's plenty to be said for it. Is another one of those squished clover leaves again. When its balance is just right, and I think all the curves on that is just right, it looks amazing. So I think we can give credit there. So obviously some of the work here is actually directly Icanya's work. I can't remember exactly which bits and pieces. I think there's a little bump on the rail which I vaguely remember being from an Icanya map. Whether it was this one or whether this is my memory playing tricks on me with old age, because it's been... 836 minus what we up to 1,500 episodes ago, nearly 1,400 episodes ago. I mean, I'm not going to remember exactly. The connection is off to the edge of the map undersea. We'll go via the rail over here. Yeah, you're going to see a little bump in the rail, and yes, of course, the tunnel up, the magic tunnel up there, could be a little bit smoother. Could be, but yes, there's going to be a bump on this line, and I think it might have been the original Icanya work. If it was, it's still something that needs to be fixed by whoever's updating the map, and this is version 3. So by now, one would suspect that if it was going to be fixed, it would have been seen and it would have been fixed. But yeah, we've got a few of these magic tunnels just appearing, disappearing. Where's this popping out? It's popping out over here. Oh, we've got a little bit of above ground tunnel work as well there. Just a little bit of cleaning up to do there. And then here, see how it just goes up and down over the edge of this hill here? And they could easily have gone around the hill. That's what I vaguely remember as being... Hang on. I think that's supposed to be a bridge. Yeah, that's a rail line at ground level. That makes me think actually this is a 16493875's work, because that is definitely not Icanya's work there. And I reckon that this rail line has been put in by this creator. So yeah, I think we can... Icanya, you can lie quietly in your grave, and we are thinking of you, my friend. We are thinking of you. I'm pretty sure that wasn't you. I'm pretty sure that was not you. Oh, I miss having the opportunity of the occasional Icanya map. They were something to behold, and not to everybody's tastes, but they were absolutely startling, and they were pushing on that 15th star so often. I feel bad I never gave it. I feel bad. Appreciate those around you while they're with you. That's the moral to this story, I feel. Anyway, Paradise Island. Let's hit the intermission, come back, and we'll do the water flow first.
Have you ever torn a hole through the surface of the earth? Do Blue Mantle nightmares trouble you deeply? Then you need BonBonB's How to Fix Blue Mantle tutorial. Click the I button now.
And so to the water flow. Here we go. Hang on. Pick the camera up. Pick the camera up, Bonbon. Right, there. We're moving. Right, this is your start square area. And the shallow water and barely any motion in that ocean at all. If you go out a little bit further, maybe draw water from out in the deeper water here. There's a little bit of motion out here, but it's not much. Be careful is all I can say to that one. It's going to be fine, I'm sure, but just be careful. There ain't a lot of movement down there. Right, shipping routes. We have a couple of shipping routes, and they are creative. This one just winding its way around for no reason. I mean, maybe the reason was this was the original shipping route. I don't know. I'm not checking. This goes very close to that pillar. Very close to that pillar. Might be a little bit of shipping clipping on the edge of that pillar. Scraping more than clipping, I feel, possibly. And then the shipping route goes out and through, winds its way through these little islands. It's like a treacherous little route through here. Don't mind that at all. It's fantasy map. It's fine. And then that heads off towards the edge of the map over here. We do have a second shipping route that comes in. Runs pretty close, but not too close to the original one. And then this one goes very close to the shallow water again. And again, bends and winds for no reason. No apparent reason. Again, maybe the original route where there were rivers there, and now there's just open ocean. Not sure. And then this bends and winds its way off towards the edge of the map. It does have a little bit of a problem, though. It does have a little bit of a big problem, though, as it winds its way through all of here. This is fine. It's a fantasy map. I can live with this. But there is something that there is a problem with. See the ship here? We're going to see him again in a moment. Because, you see, it reaches dry land. Which can only leave us with asking one question. Is that land low enough and short enough that that cruiser will be able to still make the edge of the map? Because sometimes you see these ships, they go in across dry land, and how do they do that? Ideally, you don't want it, but if it can reach the edge of the map, I think we can forgive, if not forget. Here we go. And we are mounting. We're going to hovercraft mode here, guys. Hovercraft mode. And the answer to the question is we're beached. So that's not going to be fixed. that's a kind of that's a big oops. A big oops. And a fail as well. I think we'll move on from the ferry. That's not a ferry, it's a pleasure cruiser, sorry. Right, map as a whole, like the shape of it. Like hints of the Falkland Islands from certain angles. And I like the way it's been turned into an island. It just doesn't look finished. Like over here, we've got the higgledy-jiggledy islands here. And then a fairly straight, smooth line along here, which is just like... It just looks unfinished. It's like someone's got the old pencil eraser and just wiped that part of the map out without doing any terraforming to make it become, well, part of the environment. We've got a few drowned trees, which is not surprising, considering a lot of this area was actually not underwater at one point, and now it is underwater. However, removing them, I feel, is just a standard job. If you're going to flood the entire area, surely it's over here as well, right out here. Surely you get rid of the trees out of the ocean. I think that's the one thing that we'd have to ask. I mean, there's lots of things I like about this map. I like the vision and the ideas and the planning, and it's for me it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress, and some people will be happy with this. And great, if that's you, get in there and play, because this is what you're looking for. But it's a fixer-upper as you're going along, I would suggest. Some obviously strong mountains, and with the Montebello theme, a far more realistic look to the original fantasy vibe that we had. Here's where we had that bridge, which is not a bridge. Now, question is, it could be intentional. Is that supposed to be a dam? So, well, let's have a look and see whether or not we got water spawn points there. Right, we've got one at the top, and then nothing until the ocean. So the answer is no. That water is just being fed in from the sea. So no, that's not intentional. That's an oopsie, I would say. We've got more lovely lake areas here. Tree painting on this map, don't mind it. Don't mind it at all. It's interesting, and just brings a bit of nature, I think, to the map. And we've got some, say, interesting shapes to the islands as well. Like this like bar along here with the lake or the lagoon behind it. There are certain aspects about this map that feel really very nice indeed. A big old bridge time and procedural objects. I did say procedural objects. These white pillar footing things on the bottom here. These are the procedural object mod. If you don't have procedural object mod, they will not appear. That's the only thing that is in the entire map that I can find anyway that is procedural object. So if you don't have procedural object, it won't be broken. You just won't have those white blocks at the bottom of your bridge. But I think they've been done very nicely for what they are. Don't think they add anything to the map, but they've been done very nicely. And start square, which means it's the asset of the day, and I'm so glad to see this. Billie Holiday by BonBonB. Now, I'm going to be honest, Billie Holiday is a part of my sort of Sunday playlist. I have an official Sunday playlist, but it's just nice. It's just really nice. I don't know what more to say, really. She is a true legend, and the music is... I'm not quite sure what this hanging is about. I'm sure there's some sort of connotations towards history of Black Lives Matter and prehistory of Black Lives Matter and so forth. But she's an amazing woman. I love the asset. I love the asset. Love it. Factoids, 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 because factoids. Staying in the US, there are over 10,000 golf courses in the United States. And considering this was compiled in the 1980s, it's probably more like 30,000 now, I would imagine. But yes, Billie Holiday. I would say huge fan. I wouldn't even say a huge fan. It's just one of those things that, you know, some people just like a little bit of Elton John in the background. So I like a bit of Billie Holiday. Anyway, great work. Thanks, BonBonB. Thanks for bringing that to us. And thanks for linking in the original SketchUp work that you used from on there as well. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be very interested to have a look at that. Anyway, what do you think of today's map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now in the top right hand corner of your screen, or the link in the description. It will take you to the voting page where you can vote for free with a Facebook, Gmail, Apple or a Patreon account. But what do I think of today's map? Well, I think it's unfinished, is what I think. I think it's not a patch on the original, aesthetically, because the original was just so good. But it's okay. It's fine. It needs finishing. I think once it's finished, it would possibly be squeezing back into 4-star category, but at the moment, I've got to go middle 3. There are good bits, and there are some meh bits. Detailing, yeah, it needs a lot of work. And while there's no real hideous problems that would normally bring it into 2 stars, there's just so much that still needs to be done with this. I've got to give it a medium-high 2. Gameplay, once some of that background work has been done and we're closer to completion, again I'm feeling we're pushing well into 4 stars. Right now, I still feel it's playable. It's just one of those things that's going to be annoying as you fix it as you go. I'm going to go for a medium-high 3 stars. Playable. Paradise Island 3.0 by 16493875. Suitable for landscapers, i.e. fix it up as you're going along. I like it. I like the idea. And again, so a big shout out. Thank you to the creator for taking the map and keep working on it. Keep working on it, please do. And again, thank you to Akanya, and thoughts to all of your family, any of you watching this. Yeah, great guy. Right, okay, that's it. We're there. If you're still here, you're part of the 20 and out elite. Use the words of the day. Link it into the comments, and we'll be back tomorrow with the chart show.